마이녹실.
시작했어, 오빠? 자꾸 빼먹지 마. 아저씨 되는 거 한순간이야.
탈모 치료엔 4개월 이상 마이녹실로.
잘했어. 100점. 오빠와 아저씨의 차이는 4개월.
현대약품.
먹는 탈모약 마이녹실 S.
So, if you have to choose one color to represent your music, what do you want to choose?
I would have to say all the colors. I mean, there's I love contrasts, and I love the chiaroscuro. You know, I like when something is juxtaposed. So. Between something which is dark and something which is light and so on. And with colors it's the same thing, it's only different, it's like different instruments in an orchestra. I love to orchestrate when I play. I love to imagine the orchestra, so there's not one color, it's all of them. Oh, well, I had extremely special experiences with many conductors. I mean, of course, with Gustavo Dudamel is a very good friend of mine, so it's not only incredible feeling musically, because he's extraordinary, of course, as you all know, but also because he's a friend. There is a very special connection when we play together, I think. You know, we're sharing things on different levels, not only musically, so it's fantastic. But also, you know, when I played with Claudio Abbado, for example, this was a huge experience for me because his way of seeing music and of constructing music is quite different from mine in a way. But so it was very enriching for me. I learned a lot with him, and you know, this way of making music that he has a little bit like an X-ray, you know, you see all the different layers in his music. It's, you know, it's very special. But I have to say one of the most exhilarating experiences I had playing with someone was with Myung-Won Chung, actually, because I've never seen somebody who can follow so incredibly well and who be together with you from the very beginning. We played Chopin Concerto, for example, and you know, this is one of the most difficult pieces that exists for a conductor and an orchestra to play. They have very little to do, but what they have to do is incredibly difficult because the piano is so plastic and so, you know, moving it's so free, and there's so many things going on that you really have to almost be in the skin of the pianist to be together somehow. And I was very nervous for this because I had never played with him before. I thought, how are we going to do? I hope you know, he's going to like what I'm doing and so on. And we didn't even have time to discuss before the first rehearsal anything. I just went there and I started playing. And I was just playing and I couldn't believe it. I mean, he was there all the time. It's like, but this is not possible. He's superhuman. You know, he was everywhere. He was just there, but not there just in terms of being together. There in musical intention as well, which is much more important, of course. So it was incredibly, how shall I say, inspiring. And I felt so incredibly free and so sustained also. And he would also give me élan, as you say in French, you know, he would give me the impetus to go further somehow. This was a very memorable experience for me. Oh, well, I've lived in Venezuela, of course. I've lived in London. I've lived in Paris. I've lived in New York. And most of my life, I've lived in Brussels, where I still currently live. Madrid also, I lived. Maybe someday Seoul, who knows? And for me, this is great because it's a way of understanding life also. And I think this is a little bit what happens with music as well, you know. I mean, or at least what you try to have happen with music. You know, you try to be able to approach all music with as much of an open mind as possible, and hopefully to find the riches in all of them. So I think, yes, living in many different parts of the world was for me a big present, a gift. It was something that was very enriching for me. First of all, I think Korea is an extremely musical country. I think people here are in love with music in a real way. It's not just you know, for an image or for, you know, showing yourself at a concert. No, it's a real love, and this touches me very much. I was able to experience firsthand the way in which music is done, and to my great pleasure, I discover that the way of making music is the same. It's the same language. We're speaking it the same. You know, we can understand each other perfectly well. It doesn't matter what our cultures are, and it doesn't matter what our past is. There's enough love for the art itself that we can understand each other perfectly well within it. Hello, ArtM viewers. This is Sergio Tiempo. I'm a pianist, and I'm very happy to be in your country and to be able to talk to you.